all on my lane, you all on my lane. You ain't overlooked, so get out the way. I gave you the book, I gave you the game. The boy gotta cook, the boy got a flame, Serving in the kitchen like you need no. Plenty pitching, whipping different flavors like a bistro. Kick it, dip it, flipping, keep it hunting like a seed note. Switching, keep it pimping every single place that he go. I got it. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Boy, you know the name, get up out the way. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Stay up out the kitchen if you ain't the one that's whipping, huh? Hey, yo, Lathan, man, cook them boys up something real quick, man.
Hey, what's going on, Bistro family? Welcome back to my channel. Now today we got the most amazing strawberries and pineberry stuffed French toast. So the first thing you want to do is grab your pineberries and get them in some water and begin to scrub these things. We're going to agitate them in the water just to clean them up. And this is going to be kind of like a strawberries and pineberries and cream stuffed French toast. So get your pineberries in the water and then wash your strawberries too. But then after we get done, we're going to take and chop up 2 berries a piece and then get them in 2 teaspoons of sugar and get that macerated, and that's going to be the base to your strawberries and cream. So once you get that macerated, go ahead and set that aside, and then we're going to begin to cut our bread. And today we're using some brioche bread. Now this is baked fresh at a bakery here locally, but you know, any kind of bread you want to use, but make sure you cut it. You can even use challah bread, but make sure you cut it yourself because you want these toasts or these bread slices to be very thick. And the thicker they are, the more you can stuff inside. But you know, try not to stuff too much because this batter is really wet and loose, and it can kind of get messy. But you see, I'm going with some big old thick cut pieces of bread, and then I'm going to the bottom of the bread and I'm actually cutting a slit, and that slit is where we're going to begin to stuff our strawberries and cream, or our pineberries and cream into this French toast. So go ahead and get those slits cut out of both of those pieces of bread. And like I said, I'm using some brioche bread, but you can use any bread you want to use. Challah bread, they give you that good thick consistency as well, but that brioche is very naturally sweet, and that's why I like that bread. But the bread is pretty much up to you. You can even use sourdough. But once you get that bread cut, go ahead and set it aside, and then we're going to begin to whip our cream cheese up. And the cream cheese is going to be what's going to be the base that I'm going to add the macerated strawberries to. So that cream cheese, I had set it at a room temperature so it's easier to whip up. And what you want to do is just whip it up and incorporate some air so it'll be light and fluffy when it goes inside of that French toast. So you see me scrape down the bowl just to make sure I didn't have any chunks of cream cheese, because I want all of it to be smooth. And you'll see once it's completely smooth, you'll see kind of like ripples in the cream cheese. And once you see those ripples and you know it's ready, go ahead and add your macerated strawberries to it, or your macerated berries, and go ahead and mix that up. And we're just mixing it up to get it incorporated, but we're going to kind of mix them down in it as well, because we want to break the berries up just a little bit. So go ahead and hit that with the blender, and I hit it on high speed. And that was 8 ounces of cream cheese added with the macerated strawberries, which was 4 strawberries and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And if your batter is a little bit thin, go ahead and add some powdered sugar to the mix, and what that'll do is continue to sweeten it up as well as act as a thickening agent. And you needed that tablespoon of powdered sugar at the end because it just needed to be a tad bit sweeter. If you use granulated sugar at this point, the granules will still be there, it won't break down, so it'll be kind of grainy. So make sure you use powdered sugar for that step. And then we're going in with our cream cheese mixture in a piping bag because it's just easier to pipe inside of the stuffed French toast at this point. And the easiest way to fill up a piping bag is to put it over a cup and fill it up, and there you have it right there. So go ahead and cut that tip off, and then we're going to begin to stuff our French toast. So set your French toast up, and if it's cut thick enough, it will sit up on its own. And so you pretty much, you know, just go ahead and fill it up, and make sure you fill this thing up all the way. And you don't want to press down too much on it because it's still real delicate. But once we get it all the way filled up, we're going to pop it in the freezer. And once it come out of the freezer, I'm going to pop it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. So once it come out the freezer, I can kind of mash it down and spread the cream cheese mixture throughout the French toast. So make sure you pop that in the freezer. And also, it'll help that cream cheese set up so it won't ooze out during your cooking process. But now we're going to go ahead and mix our custard up. So we got a half a cup of whole milk, and we got 1 whole large egg, and we're going in with that. And then followed by, make sure you get that egg all broken up and incorporated into this mix, because this is your custard for your French toast. Then we're going in with 1/4 of a teaspoon of good vanilla, and I made the vanilla. I'll link that video down below. Then we're going in with 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and that is ground cinnamon. So there you have it, man. That's your batter. So you're gonna pop your French toast out of the freezer. See, it's kind of firmed up and it's easier to work with at this point. And then you're gonna get it all in that mix, and don't leave it in the mix too long. Probably like 30 seconds for each side, because it's gonna absorb that mixture pretty easily. And once you get that mixed in, go ahead and pop it in some butter on a medium low heat, and we're just gonna cook this thing low and slow. And look at that. And I cooked it about 4 minutes on each side. And once it get ready, you'll start seeing the cream cheese start oozing out the side, and kind of melt and start beginning to ooze. And then I just cut one in half and doused it with some powdered sugar at the end, and place some berries on the plate. And there you have it, man. The most amazing pine berries and strawberry stuffed French toast from the Bistro. And I just wanted to do like some kind of brunch item that'll really like set the tone for the Bistro. And this thing didn't really need syrup, but that syrup drizzle was just great for the aesthetics of the camera. But you really don't need that syrup at the end, because you got that sweetness from that cream cheese mixture. And you can actually drizzle some of that cream cheese mixture on the top. But yeah, there you have it, man. The most amazing stuffed French toast from the Bistro. Strawberries and cream stuffed French toast with the pine berries. You know, the pine berries are in season right now, and they're fantastic. If you haven't had any pine berries, go ahead and grab you some of them pine berries, because they're really great. And you can actually omit one or the other and just use the regular berries. But man, there you have it, man. The most amazing pine berries and strawberry stuffed French toast from the Bistro. I want to thank you guys for checking this video out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. I'm out.